what to say. It's a privilege whenever we get a chance to excavate. We all enjoy how we actually made it. About a week ago.
Oh, that's great.
You know, it was tough water, there was a lot of days, but I met Penny one day when we stopped to look at manatees at Emerald Harbor, and she was there, and we got to talking about our love for wildlife and nature, and she invited me to be part of the Turtle Watch, and I often told her how it was one of the best parts of my life, the things I do.
Oh, I know, seriously.
She never failed to tell me that what a blessing I was. I'll never forget her.
I saw Rick back in his eyes. Yeah. I don't know if he said what.
Whenever you saw me, you really had open arms embrace.
See, they count.
What?
They count all the
Thanks.
They've already gone.
76 hatch, 20 unhatched, 4 dead babies, and then we had the 6 we put out the other night who came out at that time. Well, really a good match.
This is when I walked up and I really liked it.
I did. Because my first introduction to Penny was shelling. I brought some shells today. There's a table over here with a picture, a headshot of her at an opening, and then another picture that was in the Longboat calendar of her walking in the rainbow. So that's how we think of her.
You can see once all the eggs are counted, the hatched eggs, unhatched. I don't know if they found any dead or any, I didn't think they found any live. You usually celebrate if we find a live. But they're all put back in just the way they were. The nest is covered up and stamped down just the way it would have been had we not intervened. The rear stake is left to mark that this is a hatched nest. It's done.
Marine Turtle Conservation Program there. And the staff in the conservation program has asked me to say a few words on their behalf because the Longboat Key Turtle Watch and Penny were very instrumental in getting Mote Marine more interested in sea turtle conservation and research. We now do more of that than any other marine lab in the world, and part of that was driven by the efforts of Penny and Orville and the founders of the Longboat Key Turtle Watch. So on behalf of Mote Marine Lab, thank all of you for being here, and thank Penny for driving us to look a little harder at an area we can have an impact on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I met Penny many years ago when it was just Orville, his sister-in-law, and Penny walking, and I joined. Orville got my girlfriend and I to join, and the last time I saw Penny was we were going to meet Frida for breakfast, and Penny was doing her walk. So I just sort of slammed on my brakes. I come from Ellendale. I slammed on my brakes and said, Penny, you want to go eat with us? And so she said, just a minute, I gotta go get my purse. So she went down, we took her down and came back. And then she took us back to her house. And she took us all through the house. And I had only been there for meetings. And I just loved her. Her quilts and of the artwork. But she took us through the upstairs and everywhere and showed us what each thing meant to her. And it was just a nice way to learn. Thanks for sharing.
Okay, Frida'd like to say something.
I started walking with Orville originally, and walked with him every single morning for half the summer, and on C, was down C and D. And then he said, okay, now it's time to learn the north end of the beach. And he brought me over to meet Penny. And the first thing he said to Penny was, "Don't worry, she'll keep up with you," because she was the fastest walker on the beach. And I was hard. Well, I was walk fast, but I was hard to keep up with her. You know, she was older than I at that point. And Penny taught me so much. She taught me about turtles. She taught me about birds. She taught me about shells. But more important, she taught me about life. She taught me what it was to be a lady. I wasn't much of a lady. She sort of smoothed off the rough edges on me, coming from New York. And we shared so much. We walked as partners for half the summer. Every single day we walked. And when you walk as a partner on the beach when you're patrolling, you're like sisters before long, sisters and brothers, because you're just out there, you're looking for the turtles, and you get to know each other, you share your thoughts. And she really taught me so much about life, and about loving, and about caring, that I shall never forget many things on me. And she invited, like Karen said, when my granddaughter was down, she would invite us over to the house, and I can remember her sharing some of the things she had with the children, and saying, you know, take this as a remembrance, and I hope they remember those things that she had with them. One of my granddaughters just had to clear stuff out of her father's house, and among the things that she had to clear out was something, a memento she had. So we all, my family remembers. They also remember that Penny got her sons out on the beach. When they were here, they had to be out at 6:30 with her. I never could do that. They felt like coming out at 6:30, that was fine. But I never was quite tough enough as she was to teach that early. They came out at night for excavation. So, you know, we remember Penny, all of us, with such love, and for what she did and how she helped us to grow and nurture us. Thank you.
Thanks, Frida.
Yeah, you did not have any rough edges.
I'll be right back.
You didn't have rough edges.
Rita has stepped away. We thank you all for coming. We're very grateful for it. I was blessed to know her for 50 years. And she was a great mother-in-law and a fabulous grandma. And our kids love this.
Oh,
They're grown up and working and couldn't make it on a Wednesday. We're taking it back to them one way or another. And so thank you all for coming. This part of this is amazing for all of us. So much appreciated. We did. American Airlines cooperated for a change.
How about the weather?
Thank you all.
And the weather. Look at that.
Wow.
Get that
I think that's
done
because
before
Penny's up
next
there
week.
directing traffic. Oh, Frida sent a memo. Yeah.
Is this a normal outcome? Is this a normal outcome of when you
Of an excavation? It's probably average.
It's not great. We had one this morning.
Yep.
Only 5 did, so that was amazing.
That was a really good one this morning.
But they vary. Right now, but if we open those on hatch one, you would see how far they
Now, in honor of Penny, we do have 3 hatchlings. Send them home in her honor.
We do have some baby hatchlings that obviously came from a nest sometime today. Sometimes when we excavate like we just did, we will find some live ones, and usually we don't like to let them go at that time because the birds are out. Now, these turtles are pretty smart. They normally hatch out during the night, and they also, you know, lay their nest during the night. But when we dig up these nests and find some babies, it's during the day. So we often keep them, and then we'll release them that night. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. And again, this is in honor of Penny. We will be releasing, I don't know if it's 1 or how many hatchlings, and we'll get an opportunity to see that. And we'll pray that Penny helps guide this guy along his way, because unfortunately not too many of these baby hatchlings make it. He's got an incredible journey. Once he gets in the water, he goes all the way around Florida, up to the Carolinas, across the Atlantic Ocean, down to those areas above Africa, and he spends the next 22 years of his life in that area. When he reaches adulthood, he decides it's time to go home, and he comes back to this very beach that he was born on. And so it's quite a journey, and maybe Penny will help out on that long journey.
Come on, buddy.
Right direction, I win.
Come on, buddy.
This is pure instinct. They just know what to do. Once he gets in the water, he will swim probably 5 or 10 miles out into the Gulf to where the large grass beds are floating. Once he gets to the large grass beds, he'll find things to eat, and he'll float with that grass bed down all the way around the lower part of Florida. He's protected in those grass beds, and he will find things to eat that while he's there. Usually the water perks him up.
Step forward. Oh my God.
There he goes.
Oh, you can do it. There you go.
Hard to believe he'll spend the next 25 years of his life in the water and will not come ashore. If he's a male, if he's a male, he will not come ashore ever again. And if he's a female, obviously she'll come ashore just to nest. They swim, and then once in a while you'll see they'll pop their little head up to breathe. They do have to breathe air. The Longboar Key Turtle Watch does these public excavations as an educational event. Sometimes we have as many as 100 people attend these. This, of course, was more of a ceremonial event, but just mainly Longboar Key Turtle Watch people and family, Penny's family. But it's very educational. It's a lot of fun to see these little guys take off and you know, swim against the current and do what they need to do.